Okay, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Monday night call. We have a super special guest tonight. I'm so happy to have her on. Many of you know her from hearing her name over and over on the Wake Up Call. She is a 7-star diamond with 11 lifetime diamonds, 54 consecutive months in Success Club. She is a 3-time elite coach, and in 2013, she was the number 5 coach in the company. She holds some pretty crazy records with the company as well. Most consecutive weeks for top sales, 19 weeks. She was the first one to sell 500 challenge packs. I think you were a coach before the challenge packs even came out, right, Amber?
Yeah.
And she is known for losing 110 pounds with Beachbody products. So I'm going to turn it right over to Amber Snow, who's going to talk about capitalizing on any kind of promotion that's going on.
Awesome. Thank you. It never gets less weird to have someone read a list of things about you.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably happened to me like 100 times. It's still like super awkward. Like, all right, do we need to? But that's part of the deal. So it's okay. So I am going to talk to you guys about promotions. You may not know anything about me, and that's totally fine. I actually worked in digital marketing before I was a coach. I actually I went into clients' offices and I said, what do you want to accomplish? What's your budget? How much time do we have? And tell me all about your audience. Just give me all the stuff. And then I would come back in some amount of time later and I would actually give them a plan. And I would say, here's what you're going to do. Here's your next 30, 60, 90, 120 days, a year, 5 years. Here's your marketing plan. Go do that. And one of the things that I think has helped me in being a coach is I always have a plan. I'm not a planner by nature. I'm very much more of an idea person, and let's just live an adventure and have a good time all the time. However, strategy is something I'm good at if I care enough to do it. So what I've developed over the last, how long have I been a coach? Almost 5 years, 4.5 years?
I agree.
Is there's always somebody. What I've developed is I figured out strategically the best way to market any event that you want or anything you want to promote, whether it's your free 5-day, your squat challenge, your sugar detox, your 21-day fix group, your size group, whatever your thing is, your sneak peek. I don't know what you guys all do on your team, but like these are examples of things someone would want to promote through some sort of process. So what I'm going to share with you guys today is how to promote any event. What I'm going to actually use as an example is our free 5-day. Oh, you know what I should probably have done? Open the PowerPoint. See, I told you, I'm not actually a planner, but I'm going to teach you how to plan. Hold on. And I'm going to share my screen with you as soon as I open it. That's not it. Oh yeah, sorry. But I actually, I taught this to my team using the how to promote a 5-day, but we've applied it to everything. We did a 30 for 30 group where you paid $29.95 to get the Shakeology sampler, the super sampler, and then you paid nothing to get the on demand. And that was 30 for 30, right? It was sizzle. We did like a summer sizzle. We did this for size. We've done this for pretty much everything. We did it when 21-day fix extreme came out. Okay. So when you see the wording and stuff, just you insert whatever you need to insert, okay? You know, Brian, if I share my screen now, just so you know, it's probably going to separate out your recording. It might turn it into 2 videos. Just a heads up.
Has molasses all over him. I can't feel bad for him. Oh, no.
All right, sweet. So, yes, this is obviously my team PowerPoint, so there's my logo. Anyway, how to promote anything and totally crush it. Because if you think about it, just from a concept standpoint, before I jump in, if you put all your effort into making the best freaking group ever, you've got the best daily questions, and you guys do chats and calls, and you just crush it in the group, it's not going to do you any good unless you have some people in there. Am I right? The same thing is like if you write the best email in the world, but your subject line sucks, no one's going to open it and it doesn't matter. You get no ROI on that time that you spent. Nothing. And coaches can just be banging their head against the desk like, I'm doing my best. And they think they're posting and they're putting up pictures and they're putting up sales and they're doing all these things. And at the end of the day, it doesn't result in the Success Club points. It doesn't result in income. It doesn't result in bodies in groups. And it's usually because they don't have a plan. So conceptually, that is why we want to have this plan. That way you want to listen to me more, right? Because it's something you want to do. So what we do is we actually we make a schedule. So whenever you want your thing to start, you would go backwards from that day and you would start with the first item, which is making an event. This is what my events look like. So let's say you want to start a 5-day group next Monday. That would be, if today's the 10th, the 17th. So let's say you want to start a 5-day group on August 17th. A 5-day clean eating group, or this is our 3-day detox. Either way, it doesn't matter. My recommendation would be that you go to the Saturday before. So it would have been 2 days ago. I would have made a Facebook event, and I would have done so midday on Saturday. The reason why I want to do this midday on Saturday is for a couple of reasons. One, there are less notifications on a Saturday morning, so you're not going to get lost as easily. And two, you are more likely to have a few extra minutes to kind of screw around and look at something on Facebook. A lot of times, you guys, when people are on their Facebook during the week, they're at work, they're sitting at a red light, they're in the bathroom. Like, people they Facebook crazy time. And that's cool if you just want to get a like or a comment on something. But if you want them to actually read something and interact, then you sort of need to give them some time, right? So Saturday midday is going to be your best bet. It's one of the most highly shared times of the week. Meaning if you wanted a video to go, I don't know, viral, but all over the internet a lot, you would then want to share it on a Saturday mid-morning. Same thing goes with events. So I always recommend making an event. Some things to know about making events that most likely you're doing wrong right now, because coaches invite me to their events all the time. So that's how I know they're not doing them right. First thing first, do not put a whole bunch of crap in your little picture. If you guys ever looked at an event on a mobile device, you can only see this little box, just a little middle piece. That's all they can see. So if you're over here with all these words and you're over here with all these words, no one can see that. And if you decide that you'd like to run a paid advertisement for your event at any point, you will not be able to, because they do have limitations. So stick to something that is catchy or will catch their eyes, bright, puts a little bit of just the basics in there, and it will be obvious on a mobile device, okay? When you invite to events, please, sweet baby Jesus, do not use that tool that invites every single friend of yours on Facebook. That's not the plan, okay? Why? Why would you not do that? It's kind of counterintuitive, you'd think, because you want the most possible number of people to see it, right? Here's the thing, you guys. You need to be aware of who your audience is. If you invite everyone, you're going to have other coaches on there. And I don't know where other coaches and their integrity lies. I don't know. So maybe just don't invite them. Plus, they don't really, appreciate it. You're going to have people on there that maybe don't fit your audience. If your audience is moms and you invite just a bunch of 50-year-old men, how is that going to help you if their friends start to see it? Right? You're going to just continue to expand your network into people that are not going to be a good fit, and you'll get excited because you got a bunch of followers or a bunch of new friends. None of them are ever going to buy anything from you because they were never your audience in the first place. So I would say to keep lists, and I may or may not cover that on this PowerPoint, so I'll speak on it now just a little bit in case. I would keep lists. Lists are very, very simple. When you hover over the friends, when you're on someone's profile, it says friends. If you hover over it, there are lists. There are automatic lists, like where you went to high school or where you worked. And there are ones that you create yourself. So I have ones for, I friended them in 2015, or they participated in a 5-day, or they came to a sneak peek, or whatever. And I just simply put them on lists, which allows me to know who I should be inviting. What that also does is if someone comes to this event and they look at my how many were invited and how many came, that actually makes them feel a little bit like they want to be part of this because it had a good number of people who participated. If I had like 2,000 invites and 170 people went, that starts to look like, oh, she's a spammer. Like, you know, when people invite you to those nightclub things all the time, I don't know if you get them, but I'm from San Diego, so Lord, all the time. They're like, I know you just invited 5,000 people. You don't actually give a crap if I answer you. Like, there's no relationship here. I'm just a number to you. So if you keep the number of invited smaller, you will actually get more people to respond. And fun fact, I bet you never knew this much when in making an event, right? Fun fact, Facebook actually looks at your ratio of invited to went when your Facebook event ends. And if it's very disproportionate, your next event that you make gets less traction in the newsfeed. Less people will see it. Facebook goes, nobody wants your crap, so I'm not going to show it to anyone. So please just think quality over quantity when you're making events, okay? You don't have to be super conservative and only invite 10 people, but please don't just throw a bunch of things on the wall and see what sticks. Like, have a plan, okay? Now, when I make my events, I always start them with a question. I want that question or first couple of questions to be something that's going to catch their eye. Why? That is what they're going to see on the mobile version. You guys, 90+% of people on Facebook are on their phone. So while it looks like this on my computer, that means nothing. I want these questions here. Have you recently been on a vacation? Have you been drinking more than usual, eating a lot of sugar, etc.? I want those questions to catch someone's eye when they see this event immediately. They have no attention span. I need to show them very quickly, this is for you. You want this. Keep reading, okay? And then I can explain what it is. A lot of times people come out the gate and just put a whole bunch of information about what it is without ever telling someone why it's relevant to them. This will allow you to get them to want to read the rest of your thing, okay? So that's pretty much it on events. So you want to make your event before. Now, that's for a 5-day, right? I said the Saturday before. What if they had to buy something though? I would think it would make more sense to do it even the Saturday before that. Why? Because there's going to be an order deadline. If I wanted to start something on the 17th, then probably tomorrow, the 11th, is probably going to be my order deadline for them to have their stuff on time. Well, if I make the event on Saturday, how is that going to, sorry, there's a fan on in here, it's making me crazy. How is that going to work? That's not going to work, right? So you guys have to think, what kind of timeline do I need? Is it a free event and I can just do it real quick? Or is it something where people are going to have to buy and I'm going to have to script them? We have to go through a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, let's do it the week before. Okay, so you want to think about when is the best time to do this. All right. My next thing that I do on Sunday night after dinner-ish is I actually ask a question. Sunday is the day, you guys are going to feel me on this, when people are sitting around feeling like, what the hell just happened? I crushed it Monday through Friday. What happened? The weekend came. I'm pretty sure I gained back all the weight that I lost. Or I missed both my workouts, or I'm hungover, or whatever they got up to. Their people were in town, they went camping, all the stuff. Right, guys? Okay, so right after dinner-ish, I would just ask a question. Why? It's short, and it's going to get a lot of interaction. Because questions, people will answer you. If you just say, hey, I'm doing this, people don't answer that. They're like, well, that's nice. So I ask a question on Sunday night. And what's cool about that is the way Facebook works, it will kind of keep trickling into Monday. So people who get up on Monday morning who are already maybe gone or in bed or whatever on Sunday, they will be feeling sort of the same way Monday morning, a little tired, a little lethargic, sort of because they didn't make their best choices over the weekend. People tend not. And I simply ask, hey, are you interested in? And then you guys, what do you see that I don't say? Hopefully most of you listen to my national wake up call about not using brand names and not yelling and not putting up your links and things like that. You'll see that I said, if I did it free, so I mentioned it was free, do that out there so that doesn't need to be discussed. I'm going to teach you meal planning, and then I'm going to give you a meal plan, a shopping list, a buddy, and a daily check-in. I actually said nothing about what the group is about. Like, I didn't give them any information. I didn't talk about necessarily that we're going to have, it's not, I didn't tell them it's a 21-day fix meal plan. I didn't tell them I'm going to post a Shakeology video in there every day, right? I focused on things that I thought they would enjoy. Okay. Another way to do that is to say, hey, I'm thinking about running, you know, a 21-day fitness group. Maybe it's a women's only group. I don't know what you guys, like, your audiences are. But put it out there and say, I'm thinking about running a 21-day group. We're going to have a meal plan, accountability, support. We're going to have a buddy. I think we're going to do a check-in. I've got a really good idea. Is anyone interested? Well, what is that? That's a 21-day fix. So when they start talking to you, you start interacting back, and you then just take them from that point forward. I don't know how you guys do your scripts or what your process is when you tell people challenge packs, but that's where I go. So what I actually do is I individually reply to every single person. Now, in this case, I actually drop a link, and the link fills out a form. The reason why I do that, you guys, also strategic. Why? Because I want that person's email address on my email list. Because what if they don't start the challenge with me? What if they get busy? What if something happens, life happens? I still have their email address and their phone number, because my little form has a name, email, phone number, state, and are you a coach or working with a coach? Just so that way I can get that out of the way. Well, you know, if I have 108 comments on this thing, do you think 108 people joined my group? No, it did not. They didn't fill out the form, or they filled it out and they didn't check their email, or whatever happened. They realized they were going on vacation, whatever. But I'm building my email list. And by doing this on a regular basis for 4.5 years, I have a 14,000 person email list. So when something launches, if I, you know, size comes out and I'm doing size and I send an email, how much easier it is for me, how much easier do you think it is for me now to hit Success Club than it was when I had no people on my email list? A lot easier, because I do that. So I'm collecting. So not everything's about the sale right now. Sometimes I'm just collecting. So I actually reply. So what does that do? Well, replying to every single comment is also going to boost it in the newsfeed. Facebook thinks you guys are having a great conversation. They think this thing's blowing up. They want everyone to see it. And then if sometimes, depends, because sometimes I run out of time. But if I think about it, I will actually then sponsor it the next day. Just for like 2 days, I'll run it. But once it already has a bunch of content, I don't sponsor things from the jump. I let Facebook kind of decide how it's going to go, and then I'll sponsor things if I need more people. If not, I don't. Okay, so that's Sunday night. So Monday night, oh, this is my little form. Oh, I guess I cut off the bottom, but that's my little form. Some people fill that out to get into my group, and it automatically sends them an email. You don't have to have that. You can just have me. Google Forms is what I usually recommend for people. They're free and they're easy. So, I want to go this way. I'm going to say this would be Tuesday. I'm going to do this one for Monday. Okay. So on Monday, again, after dinner is when I do mine. Why? That's when my people are online. I don't know. 6:30 to 7:30 is like my spot. If I want to ramble on and put a big long post, people will read it. If I ask a question, people will answer. If I do that at 9:30 in the morning, crickets. So I do them after dinner. And you guys can actually look, if you guys have pages, when your people are online. It will show you that. If you do not have a page, you can simply Google search, what are the most common times people are on Facebook? And it will show you everything I've told you about sharing, about interaction, about making events. This is really very common knowledge in the marketing world, okay? So on Monday, I do a promotion, and I keep it so simple, you guys. So simple. Like, how simple is that? That document. That's not a document. Image. There's nothing on it. Those are the results from my last group. I make a new one. Sometimes I don't make a new one. Sometimes I use the same one. They don't know. But I actually use the results to get me more customers, right? So if I got 25 people to join, and collectively as a total, you know, they all lost 5 pounds, let's say, which blows my mind if that's even possible, but they do it all the time. They lost 125 pounds, let's say. I would put that up there. That's going to catch someone's eye without making them read. That will stop someone from scrolling. So that is Monday night. And I keep it so simple. I just keep it, this is my Instagram, obviously, but I do it on Facebook as well. Same post. I don't change it. It's just right to the point. I'm running another free group next week. I want to teach you what I did to lose over 100 pounds and keep it off for almost 3 years. Okay, I'm listening. Now, what if you didn't do any of those things? What if you have not lost 100 pounds, you've not kept it off? What if this is day 1 of coaching for you? Not a problem. How simple is it to go, my coach is running. I am learning to run. I am so excited to try this. I've heard that people have lost 5 to 10 pounds. You can turn this into anything. A lot of times people get fussy because they're like, Amber, you've been doing this for a while, whatever. It does work regardless of what your story is. So don't worry about that, okay? Don't focus too much on that part. So that's a promo. That's what I call just a promo piece. So we have event, question, promo. So next is what I use for Transformation Tuesday. So I always grab something, whether this is when I actually did, I don't know what that picture is from actually. It was over 5 days. I don't know if it was this meal plan or what I was doing. It could have been like a really long Shakeology cleanse or something. But when I came back from a vacation and I was getting my crap back together, I actually took a picture every day because I thought I could use this for marketing later. Sometimes I'll use my full pictures, my full before and after pictures, maybe something from when I finished a program, something really dramatic. Either way, look how simple this content is. I'm running a free group on Facebook next week. I want to teach you what I did. Here's what you get. I'm looking for this. Fill out the link. That's it. I'm not telling a story here. Why? The picture's telling the story. And then I usually will throw like a Transformation Tuesday hashtag on it. So Facebook will pick it up more. And people are accustomed to seeing this on both Instagram and Facebook on Tuesday. So it fits in really, really naturally. If you can, if you have a little story, something you can keep short that people will want to read, throw that in there. So there's a lot of ways that you can do this, but I always recommend showcasing a result. If you do not have one, someone on your team has one. Your upline has one. There are success stories in the Coach Online office. You're more than welcome to use them. So, showering right now? Oh, that's so loud. Okay. So yes, Transformation Tuesday is what I do on Tuesday. So now, if we're starting an event on next Monday, we did an event on Saturday, we did a question on Sunday, we promoted it on Monday, and we did Transformation Tuesday on Tuesday. Do you guys see how if someone's following you, they're not feeling like you just keep beating the same dead horse? Like, it's something different. It's something different. And of course, you're posting your other stuff, right? You guys are all posting your 3 to 5 posts on Facebook a day and all that stuff. This is one of those. This is your right hook if you read that book. Okay, so that's Tuesday. What I do on Wednesday, and I know there's like no way you can possibly read this, so I'll just explain because it's so tiny. I send an email. I send an email to people who haven't opened an email in a really long time, have never purchased anything, who've inquired before about the free group or the 21-day group or my 3-day refresh group or whatever and not made the purchase. And I'll send them an email. And the subject line will say something like, hey, do you want to do a detox with me next week? Which makes it seem completely like I'm talking to them, right? But this is a mass email through your back office, Coach Online office. Sorry, it was a back office when I was new. I still do that. The Coach Online office, or if you are using some service, I'm not going to mention any, that's up to you guys, but I actually write them very conversationally. So if you see here, it just says, I hope you're doing awesome. I wanted to shoot you a quick message to let you know I've got a brand new free support group. This email is actually letting them know I just have an open general Beachbody group, but it, for example reasons, I mention it's easy. I mention what they get. I mention one sentence about my story, and I mention how to become part of it. It's short, it's conversational, it feels personalized. Most email service providers outside the Coach Online office will actually let you insert their name. So I do that as well. So it'll say, hey, first name. And it's a conversational email personally inviting them to join, giving them the steps to do so. So it really can cover a lot of ground. Why do you think I would do that on Wednesday versus the week before? The reason for that is that these people I already have a bit of a relationship with because we've talked before. So I don't really need to drag them. They don't need as much time to make that decision, in my opinion. They're sort of the last little bit that I'm trying to cram in there. Like, okay, well, if my goal was to have 30 people in this group, I only have 27, let's send an email. And then they'll follow the steps or they won't. That's fine. That's their call. But I keep it very conversational. That's my point. Don't be too like robot in your emails, because people get so much email, they hate it. They're not going to open it. So, okay. Those are scripts. Okay. So what I actually have is, I recommend that you guys, every time you have a conversation with somebody throughout this process, is to save it into some sort of template. Because what you'll find is everyone will ask you the same questions. I've learned to, like, if people already before they ask, yes, you can be vegetarian. Yes, you can make it paleo. Yes, if you're breastfeeding, add calories. Like, these are things, right, that people are going to ask you. That'll help you realize what you missed when you were making your event, what you missed when you were sending your email, all those things. And it will allow you to make it easier for yourself in the future. It's almost can become automatic. Like, when you make a Facebook event, you can just go to your old Facebook event, hit copy. It'll just remake it. You can use the same template. And then what was a lot of work to start, it seems like a lot, you can just run on autopilot the next month, and you can do it every single month. You're like, these are all my Transformation Tuesday picks. These are my Monday promo picks. These are the 5 different questions I'm going to ask on Sunday. I have my event. I just copy and change the header photo every time. And I'm going to say the same thing to everyone, because I have all of these things saved in the template. It also allows you guys to become duplicatable. And that is the key to long-term success in this business. You may be the most fantastic coach in the world, and that is awesome for you. However, if nobody else on your team is following that or seeing that same success or getting people in their groups because they're not following a schedule or they're not following any sort of script or anything like that, you will not last very long in this business. You'll be working by yourself. It'll be frustrating. You will not feel like a great leader, and you'll probably quit, because at some point you're like, I don't want to work this hard anymore. So becoming duplicatable is really important. So sometimes a system like this or following a script might seem rigid, or it might just make you uncomfortable to feel like, oh, I don't want to sound salesy, I don't want to sound scripted, whatever. Understand that sometimes it's not about you. It can be about, if you follow the system, then your team can follow the system. Which is why we actually made a calendar. I actually made a Google Calendar of all of these things. It tells them when to start everything and when to plan everything. And I bought a domain. I think I named it ditfcalendar.com. And they can go to it anytime, and you guys can see it. It's open, it's public. They can go to it anytime and go, it's Tuesday. What the hell am I supposed to be doing today? Oh, yes, I'm doing a Transformation Tuesday for the free 5-day. Here I go. And if you can get your system nailed down like this and then share it in the downline, for all of you guys, it's going to make it easier for new coaches coming in to quickly assimilate to the team. People will not be as lost, and you don't have to think so much, and that's going to be huge. So I will stop my screen share, or maybe I'll show you no, you don't need to. You can see the calendar if you want on your own. I'll stop my screen share, and then I will see if anybody has any questions. I don't think anyone chatted me. Nope. So I know that was a lot, and I talk fast because I want to cover all that in a short period of time. But there's a recording, so you'll be okay. Does anyone have any questions about anything I said, or how to apply this to something else, or any of this stuff? No? Did I scare you all? That's okay.
Let me take everybody, because we have a ton of people on the phone, and I don't think they know how to unmute them.
Fair enough.
Let me.
Amber, can you just repeat what you said the website would be, or the site would be for the calendar?
Yes, so my team is called Team Ignite the Fire, so we're TITF for short, TITFcalendar.com.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really easy to make a Google Calendar that anybody can subscribe to. So I just have my team add it to their own Google Calendar. It actually shows up on their mobile phone like a line item that they're supposed to do that day. So if maybe you guys don't want to make a whole team one, even if you just add them to your Google Calendar as like recurring events, every third Saturday, I make a Facebook event for my free clean eating. to me, the more mindless you can make it, that allows you to free up the part of your brain that's creative and excited and passionate, and you can do more and be better because you're not caught up in this like little tiny granular crap that let Google take care of that for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's my take on it.
Absolutely. Let me take everybody off and see. That went from total silence to like, all right, I'm gonna mute everybody again. Crazy. I think most of them muted themselves. If any of you guys have questions, if you're on the phone, just feel free to shout out. I think everybody else can take them on and off. Take themselves on and off mute if anybody has specific questions.
Have any of you guys been following any sort of schedule or system for your promotions previously? Are you more like, oh crap, size is coming out, I should definitely post about that?
Yeah, I kind of like, I'm definitely somebody who like wings it for the most part. Like I plan it a couple of weeks ahead of time, but I don't have like a set, I'm going to do this day, I'm going to do this day. Usually it's like, you know, the day or two, once they change the prices for the challenge pack sales, then my emails go out and stuff like that. Like I have a general idea of like how I work through the month, but nothing like this that's totally set in stone. And I think that this will be helpful. We have a lot of new coaches who really want to jump right in and get started with groups. And I think this is a great thing for them to really kind of be able to just write it down as they're doing training, getting started, that they don't feel too overwhelmed to kind of go through it really easily.
I find that they are the ones that appreciate it the most, the newer coaches, and I always tell them, follow it for 3 months, and if you think it's terrible, then just change, don't do it. Like, I'm not your boss, but like, we have this amazing system where we promote something free for the first week of the month, every single month. Okay, we run that free group the second week of the month, every single month.
Mm-hmm.
While we're running that free group, we're focused on recruiting. So we're all about promoting the sneak peek. And then we run the sneak peek in the third week of the month. And so what this allows us to do is the last week of the month, they have put out all of their contacts for the month. They've started all their new relationships. And then last week, you can just hustle, right? And that frees up them to just be like, okay, I got 4 successful points. I got to go get my next 2. Or I really wanted 10 and I only have 8. I have a week versus flipping out on the last day. And so when I take my new coaches and I put them in there, I feel like they make Success Club faster than if I let them try to figure it out and just do whatever. You know, and then my veteran coaches, they're always running whatever I suggest and then some other thing. So theirs probably adjusts a little bit, but I can sort of trust that they're going to make Success Club on their own, and I don't have to, you know, they don't need as much direction if they're that far in and they're still doing it on their own. So.
Right. No, totally. I totally agree. And I think that having that something that's set in, and that's not me. Like I'm not a planner. I don't work like that at all. So to have this, I think a lot definitely for our new coaches, and even some of the veterans who've been around for a while that have been discount coaches and now they're just trying to transition into this. You know, they want to know what to do. I think it's super helpful. I do not want to keep you all night. I know it's like dinner time out there. And all I see is Snow's foot in the background. Like
he's always in the back of everything, just like awkwardly distracting people.
Do you guys have any questions for Amber on this? She is, I mean, guys, if you have questions on challenge pack sales and promotions, like ask her now because she's the one to ask. No?
That was it?
No?
All right, guys.
Going once,
Like,
going twice? No? The ones on the phone are probably going to be like, I had a question and you didn't unmute me.
Yeah, probably.
That's all right. Thank you so much for taking the time to go through this with us tonight. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited to come on and chat with you guys later this week. I know you guys are like packing and like trying to get everything done. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your crazy schedule.
Oh yeah, no worries. I have this whole like, just for any of you coaches who end up like being a big deal, just put this out here. I know that I was meant to teach and lead. Never, ever, ever like limit that. If you have an audience, teach them. If you're here to make a difference and you have an opportunity, nothing is ever beneath you, below you. You're not too busy. This is your purpose. Then live your purpose anytime you get a chance. So I'm absolutely honored as always. It was awesome. If you guys need anything, do not Facebook message me because I'll never answer you, right, Brian?
Yeah, Amber doesn't check Facebook messages. You have to email her. Unless you're in the 5-star wall, then she might check a message from you.
Yes.
Maybe.
If you guys get the 5-star, I will actually read your messages. It'll take
It
a
was
week, but I'll
funny
read them.
because like I messaged you and I was like, you know what? She's the one who sent me the whole thing about getting off Facebook messages and going to email, which I still haven't done. But I was like, I'm probably not even going to see this message. And sure, it was like 3 days. But you know what? I'm the same way with checking messages because everything gets lost in there. It's like a black hole of those messages.
It is. It is.
It's a mess. So thank you again for taking the time to join us. And I will see you in a couple days on your call.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
good night.
Everybody have a good night. Thank you again, Amber.